All right, go for it.
What's up, Shane?
Hey, how we doing?
You look very business-like with the hair tied back. I like it. You don't want a
Appreciate you,
suit.
man.
Yeah, you can sell it.
Yes, sir.
So looking at the first three games. You guys have 6 sacks, 4 of the 6 by interior defensive linemen, depending on how you guys categorize the edges. How would you kind of grade the pass rush you guys have generated in the first 3 games?
I mean, we've got there. 2 out of the 3 games we kind of hit our goal on sacks and QB hits. And that was kind of tough to do during Oklahoma State when they were running the ball a lot. But I'd say it's there, but I wouldn't say it's where we want it to be. Obviously, we want to hit the quarterback and pressure and confuse the quarterback as much as possible, and that's going to make the game a lot easier for all of us. It's going to help us out up front. It's going to ruin drives, and it's going to help the guys out back a lot, and they won't have to cover as long, So I think it's been good, but I think obviously we're always going to want to push better. But at the same time, I mean, I don't think I ever come out of a game satisfied. So no matter when you ask me, I think I'll always say it could be better. But yeah, I think it's something we're definitely always stressing and working on every day. So we obviously haven't played our best football yet. So I think it'll just keep getting better.
I'm sure I've asked you this in the past, but I can't find it in my notes. So I'm going to ask again. Whenever I ask your coaches and your teammates what makes you a great pass rusher, they all say relentless. Where does that come from?
I mean, I played this game for a long time. I played since I played tackle football since 2nd grade. And I think something that's just been stressed by all my coaches is kind of effort. And I think effort is something that'll get you a lot farther in life than talent alone. And sometimes when a play isn't given to you, you kind of got to make it by your effort and your relentless finish. So I'd say just playing football for a long time. I think in high school I was a big motor guy, and that's something that kind of got me recruited. And I've tried to work off that in college and kind of just never stop on a play. And whether the quarterback's holding on to the ball for too long, or he rolls out and everybody's giving up on a play, or somebody thinks he's been tackled, or the play's over, or whatever, you just got to keep going and keep chugging along. And I think that's something that kind of has given me some sacks in the past, especially last year. Just quarterback holding onto the ball, I keep working a tackle and work some counter moves and finally getting there. So I think it's something that kind of my parents have stressed in my life too, is just always give full effort. And when you're doing something, you might as well put everything into it, or else like, why are you doing it? So yeah, I'd say it's just kind of came from where I've grown up and how I want my style of football to be.
For sure. And you look at this defense, you guys have a lot of starters back. Expectations were pretty high coming into this year. Given that you guys have struggled against the run in 2 of 3 games, where is the frustration level among the players, and what do you guys need to clean up in that area?
I mean, like I said, we hold ourselves to a very high standard, and so do the coaches. And obviously we want to play our best and show the best football we can do. And obviously we haven't been there yet. We're still working towards it. We're still getting better every week of practice. Every day of practice is looking better. So yeah, we're frustrated, but I think we're going to be frustrated no matter what happens. We always think that there's stuff left on the table, more plays for us to make, and nobody can be perfect. That's how this game is. No game's going to be perfect. Nobody's ever going to make every single play and make no mistakes. That's just kind of how the sport is. But obviously we want to get a lot better at it, and we're working every day to get to our goals and where we want to be, because we're not at the standard yet.
Thank you. Good luck this week.
Appreciate you, Ron.
Shane.
Hey, how's it going, Jay?
Good, thanks. I was going to start off with that hit that JL had last week. When was the first time that you saw the replay of that, and what was your reaction?
I mean, I saw it on the sideline, and I went crazy. I think everybody on the sideline, everybody in that whole stadium heard that hit. And those hits don't happen very often. And you know it's really something crazy when the whole stands just go, oh, and like everybody hears it. And that's a hit that you can hear from the nosebleeds, like you almost feel it. So I saw it in person. I was fired up. I saw it in the replay, and it was insane. And yeah, I don't know. I feel like I keep seeing it on Twitter, and just keeps getting crazier every time. That's definitely a hit that made some noise across the whole Western coast,
As a defensive guy, how hard is it to get a big hit these days with the new rules in place?
Yeah, I mean, you got to be careful. It's something that I never really thought about or was never really conscious about until college, and honestly, like these last few years, because you're never really thinking about that. And obviously, no guy's doing like targeting on purpose. It's always just natural, and you're kind of trying to make a big hit, and that last, like, it's a few split seconds when you're making a tackle, and at the last second, you can't really get your head out of the way sometimes. So, I mean, it's definitely something in the back of all of our heads, but at the same time, we got to get the guy down no matter what. And it sucks, but it is what it is. I'm glad JL's hit was clean. And yeah, I mean, like I said, you don't see hits like that very often. But yeah, with that new targeting rule, you definitely got to be careful.
I've asked a few of your teammates this week, but Shane, the standard here, and it's not often that you guys are 1-2 after 3 games in mid-December. What gives you the confidence that you guys can bounce back and get on a roll?
So just looking back at these 3 games, I think Coach D brought it up. We're 6 points away from being 3-0. We're damn close to it, and we've had some really good drives and some really good stuff on film, but it's just the consistency isn't there yet. You can blame fingers. You can look at some play or some person and think that they ruined a game for us or whatever. But at the end of the day, this game, the thing that's so crazy about it is it's a team sport, and it's a sport that, like, every play has an impact on who's going to win that game, and every little thing that happens within a game, whether the reporters or the fans notice, it could impact a game in a big way. And there's a lot of things that we've done wrong. There's a lot of things that we could improve on. And the thing that keeps us so confident and so driven is just, we know that we have a really good team, and we know we've got some guys who can make plays. And obviously, like I said, we're far from our best football. And that's the cool thing, is we have 14 weeks to keep getting better and get as good as we can. It doesn't end at fall camp. We get better every week, and we learn from our mistakes. And honestly, I feel like you learn more in season because you're playing against someone else and you're seeing what your real problems are. So I just say there's still a lot of confidence on this team. We are really fired up to get it rolling on Saturday and kind of make a impact and kind of make a statement on who we are. And we're going to win a lot of football games. Hopefully we win out and we just keep this ball rolling. But to answer your question, there's a lot of confidence on this team, and we all know what we can do when we work together right and consistent. So we're going to keep working towards that.
Last one for me, and you kind of just touched on it or whatever, but are you freaking fired up for Mountain West play to begin?
Hell yeah. Yeah, I'm freaking fired up. That's for sure. Like I said a million times, I mean, I haven't gotten many years of college football, so I'm damn excited to keep this going and work towards the Mountain West Championship, because that's obviously our freaking goal. But it's going to be really fun and really exciting. So I'm excited. I love that piece you did. Appreciate you.
We appreciate you, Shane. Thanks, man. Good luck.
Yeah, no worries. Thank you.
Hey, Shane, we were talking to Octavius Evans yesterday, and he said, like, he remembered when he was a freshman how much Brett Rippon instilled in him right away, like winning the Mountain West is not like an option. Like, it has to happen.
Mm-hmm.
Being a second-year guy now, what how did you get it instilled in you, or how quickly was it instilled, how important it is around the building and the complex in this place to win the league?
I mean, ever since I got here, just that winning tradition is kind of instilled in you at a very early point of when you get here. I mean, no matter whether it's on like Saturdays during the season or what, like everything we do, we're competing and we're trying to win everything we do. So I think it gets instilled in you pretty early that every drill, every team drill, every individual drill is a competition and you're there to win. So whether we're in fall camp, offense versus defense, the defense is trying to win every rep. And if we lose, it's a big deal, So I think everything we do is just kind of a competition, and we don't like to lose here. So that's how it was kind of instilled in me. And then obviously once season started last year, with just conference games, every game was a huge deal, because in this conference, you got to win every game to make it to the championship. And every game was like our championship game. We don't lose on the blue. We don't lose in this conference, period. So it was instilled in me pretty quick. To me, I want to win every conference game by a lot, and I don't want to get that taste of losing. So I came here to win a championship, and everybody is very stressed and important. You can tell how important it is for every guy on this team to win the conference. So it didn't take me very long to learn.
I know the crowd on the road necessarily isn't as loud when you guys are on the field because they want to be quieter for their offense. But just in general, you mentioned last year, to get a chance now to go to some road venues with fans and have the hostile crowds, and it's supposed to be, obviously a sellout crowd on Saturday. And I know you got some of that at UCF, but in terms of just conference play and going to some places that you haven't been to and having fans and stuff, what that extra element this year, what's that going to be like?
That's actually funny. My family was in town last weekend, and they were asking me a lot because this is kind of the first year I've played in front of 35,000 people, and honestly, it's kind of stressful and has a big impact on you kind of in the beginning of the game, the warm-ups and stuff. The warm-ups at UCF fired me up just because all those fans, student fans, had to get there to get their tickets early. So they were all there for our first warm-ups, and something that kind of just gives you a little more motivation. But to be honest, once you start the game, you're not even thinking about it. To me, this last game, other than like third downs and when our Bronco Nation's going crazy, it's kind of just like any other game, I feel like as a defense, we don't really let that outside noise get to us, and we kind of lock in, and our coaches have taught us how to lock in and kind of win the pre-snap and communicate. So it doesn't affect us too much, in my opinion. But I mean, also I've only played a few games, so we'll see how Saturday is, but I'm sure it's not going to have too much of an effect on us.
Thanks, Shane. Safe travels.
Appreciate you.
Bob, Will, and John.
Shane, how are you today?
I'm doing great. How are you?
I'm doing all right. Well, why don't we talk a little about Utah State? What makes defending them unique?
So I'd say number one is just the tempo. They run their plays extremely quick. They get back to the ball. They get back on the line and try to snap it super quick to kind of get our pre-snap and our communication and our eye control messed up. And it's something that we just have to be cognizant of every play. And we have to get set quick. It might be tiring, but as long as we get in our stance and we get ready and locked in before the snap, we'll be just fine. So I'd say that's kind of the number one thing. And obviously this is a team that I feel like doesn't have much to lose. And just like a lot of teams, when they play us, this is a huge game for them. So I'm sure it's going to have a huge fan show out, and the team's going to be really fired up to play us. But at the same time, we're going to be there to do what we do, and we're going to do our thing.
How does the fact that they spread everybody out, how does that affect what you do defensively?
I'd say on the D line, we're not too worried about that. For everyone else, it kind of just is a way to kind of take your eyes and kind of bring your eyes elsewhere, so you're not focused on what's really going on. And for us, the coaches all week have been stressing eye control and elite pre-snap. And then communication is obviously huge when they're spreading out like that. We've got to be 100% on all our reads and all our pre-snap keys. So we've been working on it, and I'm pretty confident in what we've been doing.
Shane, is it more difficult to face a team that seems to be really balanced? Because, I mean, once Oklahoma State got into the game, it seemed like they were run. But this team, it looks more like UCF, in which they seem to do both.
Yeah, I mean, as a defensive player, we're always working on both. We're always ready for both the run and the pass. We're going to play our keys. We've studied a lot of film, so we think we got some keys that are going to help us out in the game. And obviously, we've been training all week, just looking at this one opponent. So we're pretty confident that we're going to know what's going on when they bring certain sets and things on the field. So I just say it's another game. It's another exciting game. It's first conference game. So we're really fired up, and it's something we've been training for this whole week. So I'd say we're pretty ready for it.
Thanks, Shane. Good luck.
Appreciate you, Bob.
Hey, Shane, early kickoff, 10 a.m. Do you like those?
Yeah, I'm extremely excited for that. I'd say it's a bit of an advantage for us because we practice every morning, and we love these morning practices out here. It's really nice to be able to wake up and kind of not have anticipation all day about what you're going to be doing that night. So we're all extremely excited to have a morning game, and we do this every morning. We just got done with practice, so we're ready for the rest of the day. We're going to be up early, and we're going to be ready to fire it up the second we wake up. So it's definitely something a lot of us are excited for. I definitely favor that, most definitely.
Do you have a go-to pregame breakfast that you eat?
I mean, they always give us great food pregame, the night before and everything. For me, I don't love eating too much, but they've been giving us French toast ever since I got here. So I'll definitely have some of that, but not too much of it. Kind of just try to stay light and get ready for the game. But if there's French toast there, I'll be having some of that.
One more from me. Who's a young guy on your defensive line that stood out to you the last couple of weeks?
Sorry, what was that?
Who's a young guy on your defensive line that stood out to you the last couple of weeks?
So our young D line, we just have a few guys that have kind of just been trying to get in the mix and kind of learn everything. And I'd say one who's almost ready to play. He's still rehabbing a little bit, but Herbert Gums, once he's ready to go, he's going to be phenomenal. He's a guy we've all really loved ever since he got here, and we're really excited to see him play. And I think he's really close to getting cleared. So that's going to be freaking awesome. Also, Ahmed Hassian has been doing a really good job, and we're really excited for him. He's a guy who's extremely strong as an ox. He can move extremely well for how big he is. And he really hasn't been playing football for that long. And it doesn't look like it, he's just a natural football player. And I think he's going to do some really great things for us pretty soon.
Thanks, Shane.
Shane, Utah State, they rank third in the nation in yardage per game. Only two teams have done better than them so far. What makes them so good for you? What makes them so tough to stop? Why do they keep getting all these yards?
I mean, they're really balanced. They're good in the run game. They got some good backs. They're good in the pass game. They've got a quarterback that's pretty damn good. And then they also have a running back or a quarterback who's not afraid to run the ball. And that's something that we need to do a really good job of. We need to leverage the quarterback and keep good pocket presence and kind of create that dashboard, as our coaches say. But all around, they're pretty well-rounded, and they do some things really good. But like I said, I think that one big thing that has been really good for them in these past few games is the tempo. And that's something that we've gotten prepared for. We've gotten prepared by our offense all throughout spring and fall camp. So I think we're pretty poised and disciplined when it comes to tempo. So I think that's something that's going to be in our favor.
They've trailed by double digits in every game this season, yet they're still undefeated. Has Coach Danielson talked about that a little bit? These guys are used to playing from behind. How does that factor into your game plan?
I mean, at the end of the day, we just need to finish. And that's something that has been stressed for us since day one of the new coaching staff getting here. Start fast, execute, and finish. And finishing is obviously something we need to work on, and it's something that we've been stressing this whole week. And yeah, Coach D, Coach Av have been saying that this team has been outscored their opponents 55-10 in the fourth quarter these last 3 weeks. So they are obviously a good football team. They're a good football team in the second half, but as long as we do our things and we can finish like we have done in practice and like we know we can do, then we got this. But obviously it's going to come down to Saturday, and we just got to do our things.
Good luck.
Appreciate it.
Does anybody have a follow-up real quick? All right, Shane, thank you so much for your time and good luck on Saturday.
Thank you. Have a great one, y'all.